U-2s, SR-71 Blackbirds. Those planes have max altitudes of like around 85,000 feet. You can see the curvature of the Earth. People who fly in those planes also just anecdotally report seeing a curvature. And again, there's footage from the International Space Station where you can see the curvature. You can even see freaking live streams from the International Space Station.
Can we stop monologuing, bro? Can you make one of your false claims so I can obliterate it one at a time? Because you're just monologuing. Okay, no.
Okay, well, no, you asked me to respond, and I responded.
But I need, right, to be fair, each one of your claims require a response. Cool. Okay, we'll get to the ISS if you want to, but you're saying that there are pictures of curvature at 80,000 feet. Okay, have you been in one of these planes? No, you're invoking someone else's anecdotal experience. In addition, have you researched the manufacturing of the windows? Are they triple plane? Do they impose a curvature? Those are real. I have the patents. You're laughing, but I've read the. It's so funny. The Globe Earthers never do any of this research, and they know more about it. So you can look at the patents of certain planes. They impose a curvature. This is openly known. In addition, I've been in commercial planes. At least you didn't invoke that. Some Globe Earthers do. I didn't see a curvature.
Yeah, they're at 35,000 feet. You're talking about half the altitude.
Yeah. I agree. That's why I said it's just a commercial flight. But I'm saying we've sent footage up to 120,000 feet, bro, and it shows a flat horizon.
Okay, so, and I've seen footage where it shows a very clear curvature.
But, show me the video if you dissect the video, it will make the horizon fluctuate because of an imposition of curvature. I'm not going to keep begging this. Anyone that actually researched it non-biased knows I'm speaking the truth. Globe Earthers that argue for your side, that are mainstream top proponents, agree with what I'm saying. So, you gotta do better than this. So is that your proof that the Earth's a globe is some anecdotal, unverifiable, singular account of someone in a U-2 you're just saying saw curvature?
Okay, cool. You just said there's video footage of. I'm going to share the screen. You said there's video footage. Oh, I see. It's on my window. So you said there's video footage of weather balloons, and you'll see it's flat. Okay, well here's a weather balloon, curvature, 100,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Don't see it.
What kind of lens did they use?
Okay, look, if there was.
Oh, look at it. It just went up. You just refuted yourself.
look again.
Okay, debate. Okay, this.
Okay, look, wait.
Look at it. It's curving up.
Yeah, it's curving up. That's look, this can just very easily be explained. Look, this can just very easily be explained by shutter.
Are you really gonna double down?
What? It's shutter movement.
You're doubling down.
Yeah, that's just distortion caused by shutter. So look, you can see it moving. You can see it moving throughout the entire thing here. It's only when there's quick movements do you see that sort of distortion. What? Yeah, I know.
It's when it changed directions and went up above the horizon curved upwards. So you.
That's related to speed. It's not related to angle.
Well, you're on record on a live stream just a few minutes ago saying that if it was imposing curvature, that it would do just that very thing that your postulation just did 5 times. So again, the top opponent of your globular heliocentric model religion says that you can't see curvature from 128,000 feet. Do you have any type of evidence to verify the specificity of the positive plane of the globe Earth? You still have the burden of proof. You can go to axial rotation. You can go to the size of the Earth. Do you know what the size of the Earth is? Do you know what their circumference is?
No, I didn't look that up. I didn't bother.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter.
Well, I just think it's weird that we're the dumb ones and we know more about your model than you. The circumference of 24,901 miles at the equator. It's a radius of 3,959 miles, right? And then applying geometry, we can deduce a geometric horizon or a rate of curvature accurate up to around 1,200 miles, okay? But a geometric horizon, you take 1.225 times the square root of the observer's feet in height, and you can deduce where the geometric horizon should be. We go out and we test that necessitation of a globular Earth, okay, and it's repeatedly falsified. With the falsification of that radius, the entire model implodes. The current connotation of gravity requires that number. Orbital trajectories, day and night cycles, distances of a mile. Everything in the heliocentric model requires that 3959 radius number to be exactly right, and we falsified it. And you still have the burden of proof to actually substantiate it, and you didn't even know what it was. None of the globe earthers do. It's okay. I understand that people probably think this is stupid when they first year. I thought it was incredibly stupid, but it isn't. The Earth really is flat. All you have to do is actually go research it diligently, independently, without bias, and then go test them for yourself with empirical, verifiable means. So we can get
Okay,
into
wait,
that. If you have to substantiate those claims.
Okay, wait. So you're saying there's proof that the Earth is flat?
Yes. If everywhere we go, there's no curvature. If there's no curvature,
Well, you can't actually see a curvature, even with your bare naked eye on flat ground.
Oh, that's convenient. So we never see the curvature of Earth.
No, you can. No, you can actually prove it. Look, you've probably heard of this before, and I know there's a debunk. You're probably going to bring up refraction of light or some crap. Sailboats, when they go further and further out, you see that the actual boat portion disappears, but their sails stay visible. And I know the debunk of this. You can explain it if you want. But again, there's experiments that you can even watch on YouTube where they actually verify this is true.
Cool. So when a boat disappears to my naked eye, and then I pull out P900 and I zoom in and it comes back.
I know this.
Why did it wait? Why did it disappear the first time?
What do you mean?
Why did it disappear to the naked eye? Right? It didn't actually disappear, right? Because I brought it back.
Well, no, it is. No, it does. It disappears because there's a curvature of the Earth and it's going below the horizon because.
Oh, and then the P900 zooms X-ray vision through the curvature.
No, okay. So here's another thing that I can actually point you towards. It's a video on YouTube. I'll share it. People on my stream can't see the video, so I'll just be courteous and open up a tab so everybody on my stream can see this. But so you can actually design an experiment. So these people, they got a boat and they also set up this this tarp basically. So there's a red line, white line, black line. And as you go further and further out, the line, the bottom line, ends up disappearing. And this is with that, special, amazing magic camera that you're talking about. So the further out you go, it disappears. I think they got out to around 2 miles. And yeah, the red line ended up disappearing at around 2 miles. So you have to go far out. I know the videos you're talking about where it looks like the boats disappeared, but they zoom in further. Well, that's just misleading. They're not actually out that far. Again, this is kind of like a photography trick thing. If you're using a lens that has a wide angle, it's actually, everything looks smaller in the frame than it does in real life, and it just looks further out than it really is. With the naked eye, you could probably still see the entire boat. It's just the way they filmed it. It looks like the boat's disappeared. But okay, well, at around 2 miles, at around 2 miles, that's when you can actually start to see things disappear. You probably need to look out further than that to like have the entire bottom of a boat disappear, because you're talking about a really large object as opposed to just like a stripe that's maybe a foot in length. And again, I mean, like even 17th century sailors knew about this sort of thing. Why is there a crow's nest? You can see further if you're higher up in the air. And again, that's because of the freaking curvature.
Why do Blowers try to teach us stuff that we know more about? So I asked you a simple question. If the boat disappears to the naked eye, then I pull a P900 out, it reappears. Then why was it?
Look, I already explained this.
You went on a big long monologue.
I already explained this.
Because it reached a limit of perspective.
No, I already explained this. No, I already explained this.
Not quite finished. Angular resolution, atmospheric conditions, and observer.
No, I already explained this, dude. You're not setting up an experiment where you can actually measure things. The video clip I just showed you, they set up an experiment where you could actually accurately measure things. There was a clear red bar at the bottom, and as they went out further and further, even with that camera that could zoom in super far, I think it's like 80 times zoom or something, it disappeared. So what are you talking about? Just like you're talking about a boat, like, okay, yeah, with the naked eye, and you zoom in, sure, but you're talking about a huge, gigantic object. It takes a long time for that to completely disappear over the horizon. If you used what they used there, like a tarp with the different bars across, you can actually measure when they start to disappear. And at about 2 miles, roughly a foot of the cardboard tarp or whatever they used disappeared.
Okay, so again, when a boat disappears to the naked eye, you can bring binoculars, telescope, P900, zoom in, and it comes back into view. Eventually, it will disappear again because it also reaches the limit of perspective of that optical equipment based on angular resolution. And of course,
that makes no sense.
Well, it's just factual, so it doesn't, objectivity doesn't actually get into the confinements of what you understand. It is just objective that things disappear when they reach a limit of perspective. This is replicatable.
What you just said.
Measurements aren't experiments, right? Like measurements aren't science. Okay, that's a math described, science explains. Just to clarify that. But yes, we go out and consistently make observations and demonstrations through measurements that falsify the claim of radius. So I don't.
Okay, listen. What you just said makes absolutely no goddamn sense.